Wendy, what are your thoughts about what you
know what, though, Shannon? Yeah, Shannon, here's the thing. I agree that Jimmy looks bad here, but he's getting what he wants. And I think that's the takeaway that I get. You know, a month ago, Pat Riley put out a statement and said, I'm not trading him. Now he's going to get traded.
Right.
And because he's behaved this way, and I don't endorse it, but because he's behaved this way, there are teams that want to trade for him that won't because they know he doesn't want to come there. And if you get a player who doesn't want to come somewhere, you know, he's basically able to control where he's going in a certain way. So, like, on one hand, I agree you would never encourage someone to behave this way, but if he gets what he wants at the end of it, how can you say it wasn't worth it? And by the way, I think he will get the majority of his money back. These suspensions, they're kind of ridiculous in how long they are. The Heat are just making a point. And to what you said, Stephen A., Pat Riley has done this for years. When it was time to say goodbye to Shaq, he kicked Shaq out the door. When he didn't want to pay Dwayne Wade, he kicked Dwayne Wade out the door. Even Alonzo Mourning, as tight as that relationship is, they reached the end of the road at one point. Alonzo left and had to come back. He will say goodbye to you. And look, you're in Seaport today. You're right there with Molly. I see a lot of days, Mr. Smith, where you've got a beautiful water behind you. Where are you at there? You go down there because people want to be in Florida. If Pat Riley was running the Minnesota Timberwolves, he wouldn't behave this way. He's running the Miami Heat, has for 30 years. He knows he can get people there, and he operates accordingly. And Jimmy operates accordingly, too. It's fascinating to watch.
Hold on. There's no evidence that he gets people there. Where's your evidence? The fact of the matter is,
you got Jimmy Butler there. Got LeBron there. Got Chris Bosh there.
Wait a minute. Well, first of all, we know D Wade did that. Let's get that straight right now. D Wade was the one that pulled that off. Let's understand that. I mean, I understand Riley's running the organization, but he needed D Wade to go out there and recruit for him. That's why D Wade was so bitter initially when he had to end up departing, because he knew what he had done for the organization. So we got to get that out the way. That's number one. Number two. When you talk about Pat Riley, you're absolutely right. But let's ask ourselves this question, and it's just a question. Did Pat Riley hurt himself by initially saying, we're not trading you? Did he hurt himself in that regard? Because it might not have been necessary for Jimmy to get to this point if Pat Riley hadn't been dogged about, I'm not moving you. Well, wait a minute. There's one thing to say I'm not going to pay you because I don't see the upside. But then I'm not going to let you get away to anybody else either when the man is telling you he wants to leave. That's something that we got to take into consideration as well. We got to listen, do we all condone how Jimmy has handled this? No, but in the same breath, is he getting what he wanted? Like you said, Wendy, yes, because now Pat Riley is going to trade him. Well, if you're going to trade him now, how come you said a month ago that you wasn't going to trade him? You compelled him to act this way, to force his way out, because initially you were dogged about keeping his services in Miami, even though you were not going to pay him that extension. So again, it's going to be interesting to see who looks worse and who this ultimately is going to affect positively and negatively. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You got to be careful, guys, rewarding negative behavior. My grandpa used to always say, if a kid acts up, you don't give him candy or ice cream. You don't reward negative behavior. Jimmy Butler, and this is what he's always done. If you go look at his situation in Chicago, you go look at his situation else in Minnesota, he's always gotten rewarded for negative behavior. He's not going to stop this. He'll go to the next organization, and if he doesn't get his way, he'll buck again because he's been constantly rewarded for the negative behavior that he's displayed. Somebody need to break his plate. That's what we say in the South, Stephen A. When you want to check something or stop a bad behavior, you break his plate. Some organization needs to break Jimmy Butler's plate.